Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. This is going to be the month of April 2023, where your focus is going to land squarely on your career, ambition, success, and reputation, and with some really great support in the sky during the month of April from Venus, bringing you favors from people in high places, windfalls and pennies from heaven, perhaps, and even incredible fairy godmother vibes when it comes to getting what you want in your career story. You're going to love this month. It's going to feel a lot better than the month of March. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the whole sign house system of the ancient tradition. I am also using traditional Hellenistic tools and techniques. I'm not a sidereal astrologer. This is not Indian astrology. This is Western tropical zodiac. And if you want to know anything about what I do, I teach classes. My Sky Reader course is starting up in April on the 20, I don't know yet. I think it's on the middle of April, and you want to sign up. There's a wait list, and or the doors are open by the time you see this video. It's going to be about be your own astrologer, time your best life, and it's a live class, and it's probably going to be 6 weeks this year. I'm going to give away 2 modules as bonus modules instead of teaching them live, but welcome to join us for that class. I would love to have you, and it's great for newbies as well as intermediate astrologers. I'll be talking about timing tools mostly. Alrighty, and everything else about my thing, my readings, my website, my Patreon community, my newsletter, monthly newsletter, all the information is below in the description box. And the newsletter is worth grabbing because you get discount codes and favors from me and all kinds of special stuff you can't get outside of being on my weekly newsletter, forecast newsletter. Cosmic Moonshine, a swig of weekly astrology news. Let's get going. So Leo. Alrighty, let's go for the story here. I think I'm going to start with a couple of thoughts, but there's a super exciting one for you too, to do with the Lord of your sign, the Sun and Jupiter. It's hard to decide where to start with you. I'm going to start there because it's most specifically yay you, okay? Because the Sun is like the sign ruler for you is the Sun, and the Sun will come into the heart of this. Jupiter will come into the heart of the Sun on the 11th of April, making this one of the luckiest days of the year for everyone, but especially for you. And so it's going to be because Jupiter moving through the sign of Aries, yes, been there since December 20th, will be there in your sky, in your Aries ninth house sky until middle of May. This is blessing you anyway in terms of travel, foreign lands, foreign shores, higher education, book publishing, third marriages, father figures, court and legal matters. And then Leo, Jupiter comes along. He's like the greater benefic, and he joins with the Sun. They combine forces for that one special day on June 11th. It's an opportune day for you to plan a trip, take a trip to foreign land, submit a book for publication, even just get a call from an agent, to get accepted into your favorite school, to apply to your favorite higher academic setting place, to maybe join a new religion. House of religion is the ninth house, but it's like Jupiter's Sun can be also on the 11th, some kind of good news from a father figure, patriarchal figure, or higher up spiritual authority, your teacher. But it's a very sweet day because it's a luck house. Ninth house is a Lakshmi, a wealth and prosperity house. It's a luck house. Jupiter is a god of luck. Sun is shining through him. So you're just going to have a big bolt of luck, okay, somewhere around June 11th. Particularly on the 11th, because Jupiter will be invisible in the sky as he moves through Aries from the very last part of the month of March through to the very beginning of April. So this is an exception to the rule where some really big luck bolt can come to you from the ninth house, and it can affect you positively when it comes to your health, your body, your sense of self, when it affects your children positively, your romantic life, your lovers, or your independent business enterprise, all flow from this particular event in the sky. That's the big exciting news. But second of all is Mercury. Mercury is going to be spending a long time in your career house. This is one of Mercury's elemental earth years. He hasn't had an elemental earth year since 2015, 16, like end of the 15 into all of 16. So this is a return to a prosperous time for you in your career in particular, and in your earnings, because these are earth houses for you, 10 and 2. So Leo rising, especially Sun and Moon secondarily, are having a sweet time this year in 23. You can check my video all about that in my playlist for big 2023 elemental earth Mercury story, and for all signs. And so what I'll say for this is that here comes Mercury through the sign of Taurus from April the 3rd until June the 11th. This is going to be a lot of energy about career, whether it's your speaking, teaching, speaking, selling, marketing, messaging, communicating, or new ideas. Things are happening. Change could be happening up here as well in the career space with this long transit of Mercury. I bring up the change because, Uranus is up there. So things get really exciting, sudden bolts of change, sudden new directions in your career. North Node's already expanding your career. So it's like all Mercury, North Node, Uranus excitement in the career space for all of the Leos of the world. It's so exciting. And then on top of that, we get this energy, of Mercury going retrograde. He does a retrogradation beginning on the 21st of the month of April. Then he will go backwards until May the 14th. And if you are going to have anything happen with the retrograde in your career space, it could be old jobs coming back to you, old employers returning into your life, old situations from your work or career space coming back. If you work at home, you're housewife, house dad, or you're retired, or you're student, then your ambitious efforts to do shit in the world that we all see, whatever that is, we all do things that the whole world sees us doing, is your 10th house of career. Now, career, reputation, visibility, actions in the world, things we all see you doing. Okay. It doesn't have to be your day job. And so there's a lot of energy that Mercury is attending to up here in your sky. It's especially the retrograde on the 21st. You may backpedal on some career choices or decisions and rethink them until May 14th and then go forward again till June 11th. But the gist is a lot of energy is up here. And Venus, the lesser benefic, right? She's good though. She's moving through your 11th house, and that's the house of good spirit. And it is a lucky house. And we got Jupiter in the 9th house of luck. So you got a lot of luck coming down the chute in the month of April. Let's talk about that. Before Venus starts to move through your 11th lucky house of good spirit, which will begin on April 11th and run through to May 7th, she's going to be with Mercury in your 10th house. This is going to be a super sweet window of time between April 3rd, when Mercury starts in your 10th house, overlapping until April 11th with Venus still there. So you'll have two energies going on. Venus, luck, opportunity, raises, promotions, success, visibility, fame, stardom, popularity. Mercury, work at man, messages, marketing, negotiating, deal making in your 10th house. So this is going to be a super auspicious period of time for your career between April 3rd and the 11th of April. Did I say that right? April 3rd and the 11th of April. That's when you have the two, Mercury and Venus, in your 10th house. And just FYI, Mercury is the ruler of your income house, your second house of cash and flow and money and resources. So expect that to be extremely good financially in terms of money that you're generating in your life as well between April the 3rd and April the 11th. And then Venus slides into the house of good spirit on the 11th of April until the 7th of May. Wow. Like, what are you Leos doing here? So this is going to take it into a new orbit. Now, first of all, just having her here could mean a lot of social time with friends, enjoying the company of friends, having some fun things happen with an elder sibling. But those are the minutiae. The bigger story is that she's coming through the house of good spirit, which can bring great gains from your career. She just finished in your career house, pennies from heaven and windfalls, and she's a benefic. And then on top of that, you've got lucky Jupiter sextiling the whole story from your 9th house, which is also luck upon luck upon luck. So, some of it could be like an auspicious chance to travel to a foreign land with an elder sibling, an auspicious glow up in your finances through a legal dispute that works in your the judge goes on your behalf. But whatever it is, it's just so sweet. And Venus is talking to Mercury, and Venus is having what we call a mutual reception with Mercury in your 10th house of career, from the 11th house of the gains from your career. Now, let's be clear. What does a mutual reception look like? It's like, I'm in your house, you're in my house, and I have a hotline to you because I have to make sure you feed the plant, water the plants, and feed the dog. And you want me to make sure that I do something like take up the garbage on Thursdays. And so we're in communication with each other because Venus is in Mercury's house and Mercury is in Venus's house. And so the two of them are talking back and forth between the career space and the visible reputation and the great gains from your career. You can have friends and favors with this. Venus would be women friends, female people in power, female allies and benefactors, supporting you, juicing you up in your career space. Yes, you can have windfalls here too, lucky breaks financially. And it's interesting because as Venus first steps into your 11th house, she forms a trine to Pluto in the early degrees of your 7th house of business partnerships, collaborations, clients, and marriage. Now, marriage aside, we're going to go back to the career story because this could be very good for some social events with your marriage partner that glow you up during the early part of that transit of Venus, which would be like April 11th to the 16th. But for your money story and your career story, it can look like a business alliance, a business partnership with a very powerful person or a very powerful client, someone coming into your story and amplifying your career success. Okay. That one client who loves what you do, who has a lot of influence, is like information maven, or like the Tipping Point calls those people information mavens. They're like the hub of a wheel and they tell everybody about you. Something like that could be happening. And you could have one of the best glow ups in your money, career space through clients or business partner alliances coming for you during the April 11th to about the 16th timeframe when Venus is forming that trine to Pluto, who's just entered for a short time, March the 23rd to June 11th, your 7th house. But he will be there for 20 years, starting in earnest in November of 24. Venus in your 11th house is like having a fairy godmother ask you what you're wishing for. Same when Jupiter goes through there. So my question is, what do you want? What do you wish for in your life? What are your deepest goals and ambitions? What are your highest dreams? This is for all of you, Leo, Sun, Moon, but especially rising. And ask for the divine to give you what you want, because Jupiter and the sun in your 10th house, 9th house of God, it's kind of like, I think you could pray for what you want and get it. This is your time to deeply wish for your truest dreams and wishes to become available. Okay. And so enjoy this month for that very reason alone. Mars is a god of change and also new directions, momentum, willpower, and action, sometimes decisions. And he's moving through your 12th house. You may be making decisions behind the scenes, or others, people are helping you cobble action plans and decisions behind the scenes about things you wish to do in your foreign trips and travel, book publishing zone, or in your career space. And also when Mars goes through here, he's in his fall. So he doesn't like being in your 12th house because he's in watery Cancer, and that is a sign of the moon, and it's not his comfort zone. It's very emotional and sensitive, and he's a warrior hero archetype. When Mars is coming through here, he will cut things out of your life that you don't need. Addictions, self-undoing bad habits and patterns. He will eliminate those things. But he also loves to travel, and this is a foreign shores house, and so this could indicate an opportunity for foreign land travel. He does have some capacity to operate as a hidden enemy here. So be careful. He's going to be here for a long time. March the 25th to May the 20th. March the 25th to May the 20th. Do not take your eye off the ball. If someone's trying to undermine you in the back end of your reality, someone's trying to sabotage or kick something up from underneath you, pay attention. You've got a lot of protection from Jupiter. However, in the 9th house and Venus in the 11th, all said and done, it's probably not going to work. They can probably not get very far. If you definitely want to travel to a foreign land for a spiritual retreat, for example, or a spiritual pilgrimage or something like that, Jupiter says yes in your 9th house, and Mars says, let's get a plane ticket. He's in his fall, so be careful for overambitious elimination of self-undoing addictions and bad habits. You'll probably try and then slip up. So take it easy and don't overdo it when he's here. Work with it, but understand it could be difficult to go all the way with Jupiter out of his dignity. He's not got the same oomph he does normally when he's in the watery place of the moon. What else can I tell you? I mean, he is in a square to the House of Courts. And so if you're in a legal or court situation that involves foreign lands or foreign countries, Jupiter's trying to help you win the day. So I'm not too worried with Venus in the 11th, but you will have to maybe make some compromises in backroom deals, like settling. This will be like, if you're in a court situation, this is a settlement as opposed to going all the way to court. That's what Mars would probably be saying in your 12th house. Now he's there till May 20th. So we'll be talking about that again as we go forward, even into May. I'm going to touch on some of the other events of the month, and let's get going and talk about time frames. There's a lot going on this month, right? I'm not covering every single thing. I even forgot to cover some things for some people. So there you go. April 7th to the 10th, you're going to find there's a very busy time in which Mercury is talking to Mars in flow and Venus is talking to Neptune in flow. So this is a flow, but it's two things are happening at once. Mercury in Taurus, your career space, is talking in a flowy sextile to Mars in your 12th. Really good for making deals happen from the back room, having negotiations behind the scenes with people, or they're negotiating on your behalf to work out some positive, exciting news or developments or decisions in your career space around the 7th to the 10th of the month. And then as Venus at the same time in your 10th house of career, and this is such a love up, is sextiling Neptune in your 8th house, which can be about some money coming to you, like a payout, a severance package, but it's dreamy Neptune. So also if you're into the clairvoyant, psychic, new age, spiritual stuff, and that's a part of your world or some kind of like download from beyond this world, dead ancestors, spirit guides, supporting you in your career space. I mean, certainly if that's your career, Mercury in the 10th and Neptune in the 8th, hypnosis, mesmerism, psychic stuff, you're having a really sweet time of lucky opportunity. Thank you, Venus in the 10th house to Neptune in the 8th. Already. You were going to find that Venus will square Saturn as this tense energy on the 14th and 15th of the month. This can feel like Venus is having an argument with somebody. She's trying to bring you great gains from your career and some lucky breaks and your wishes come true and fun with friends, especially socializing. And then Saturn is like got his arms crossed from the 8th house and he goes, wait a minute. I don't think so. We don't have the money for that. We don't have the resources for that. This can also look like being smitten with someone who's a friend and normally in the friend zone, but now there's this desire for a secret love affair and Saturn's crossing his arms and going, that's not proper, or I don't think so. Let's kibosh that story. And finally, if you have anything to do with an elder sibling happening at this time, the 14th and the 15th, because the elder sibling is your 11th house, especially a female elder sibling, there could be some disputes about money, especially money that you share as a resource, inheritance money that comes from your taxes and stuff like that. There's just a disagreement going on. It's not the end of the world. It's a short transit, the 14th and the 15th of the month. Venus, when she's arguing with anything, she's trying to win the day. She's a benefic planet. Okay. And she does rule your house of siblings as well. So this, for some of you Leos, there's a sibling challenge around that time of the month. Third house of siblings, she rules that. And also you're going to have April 23rd to the 27th being also very busy. There's like two things happening at once, but they're good and they're flowy, busy. One is that Mercury will sextile Mars and Sun will sextile Saturn. So Mercury sextiling Mars from Taurus, Sun in Taurus sextiling Saturn. Okay, let's talk about it. Mercury in the sign of Taurus, your career space is looking to Saturn in your 12th and giving him some 2 thumbs up. If I haven't said this already, because it feels like I've done it, I don't think I have. This is something like, what are you trying to accomplish in your career around money, merchandising, selling and marketing, or communicating that requires participation from people behind the scenes or from things to do with foreign lands and all of that. And this gets it all systems go the 23rd to the 27th. The sun is in Taurus in your 10th house of career, shining brightly up there as well. And of course, that's because we're in the beginning of Taurus season after the 20th of the month of April. And you'll have a sextile from the sun in the early degrees of Taurus, pretty close to that north node, sextiling Saturn. Saturn says things like, we'll make it solid and reliable financially for this plan and this option in your reputation and career. We'll settle down the books. We'll get the bookkeeping in order. We'll make the taxes work. We'll figure out the long-term investment strategies around things that are happening in your work house, in your career space, and your finances. And that's going to be also maybe a positive output from a leader or a boss that's going to benefit you financially in your career space around the 23rd to the 27th. Now, you also have at the end of the month, and I forgot this for a few signs, but Mars will sextile Saturn on the 28th and the 30th. I'm doing a whole video on that because Mars sextiling Saturn like this happens only once every 2 years. Mars is in Cancer sextiling, Uranus, not Saturn, sextiling Uranus in Taurus. So unexpected, exciting career developments are happening for you from Mars in your 12th and Saturn and Uranus in your 10th. Could be a career opportunity on a foreign shore, a client from a foreign land blessing you, a learning opportunity that connects to foreign shores, foreign lands, things to do with some positive, exciting developments behind the scenes where you've been negotiating something and now there's a sudden breakthrough to benefit your career and reputation and money space, all happening at once around the 28th to the 30th of the month. There is an eclipse, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm doing a whole deep dive 90-minute video and covering each sign on that eclipse later in the month of April. But the eclipse is going to happen at 29 degrees, and it's a total solar eclipse with a ring of fire. Burn round, down in a burning ring of fire. That's a bad Johnny Cash song by me. And it's happening in your 9th house of God. It's religion, it's book publishing, it's elder third marriage, it's your patriarchal father figures. It's also a luck house. I'm not too worried. Jupiter, though, gets mixed up in the eclipse, and he's sort of eclipsing as well. But on the other hand, it's also connecting to the North Node in Taurus, which is about increase and financial increase and reputation increase through your career and workspace. This will play out over 6 months. I'm not going to belabor it, but it looks like some new beginning or opportunity to either learn or teach something of a longer nature, like a mentorship or a longer term course of study in your ninth house of learning. Okay. And so Jupiter being eclipsed could look like a lost opportunity, but a new one will open up. There's a new beginning in your ninth house. And for some of you, it could be new beginnings to do with career as it relates to foreign lands and foreign shores, clients from there. And some of you, book publishing stories can be happening here. If you're a student and this is an academic breakthrough, a new beginning, but it's also connected to a truer connection to what you want to do in your career. Okay. Some of those thoughts will come through in greater depths by far in the All Signs video later this month. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing Leo, an amazing month ahead as the sky lights up some new stories for you and you experience, I hope, a glow up in that career, because you really should. And your finances that come from it, your second house. By the way, don't forget, if you're new and you haven't hit that like button, would you do it and subscribe? I take a lot of effort to put these out for you, and all you have to do is hit the like button to say that you like what I do. It helps the channel grow. And, check the description box for readings with me, courses with me. Everything is in the description box, as well as my 2023 All Signs videos are still for sale. They don't go to the public. They're an hour each, and you can get a deep dive into 23 for you. And yeah, there's still a lot of the year ahead, right? We're only one quarter of the way through the year of 2023. Bye, guys. I am finished this video.